going to be one exhausting day. Welcome back to the garage, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We are back at it on the big block Miata once again. We've been doing a lot of this car lately. We got the lightning projects going. They're kind of on the back burner right now because we are running out of time to get this car ready. What I'm going to be doing this time is connecting our new side pipes through here to our factory manifolds. Wherever they are, they're somewhere in there. So undoubtedly we are building this thing on a budget. So what I'm actually doing is using back some of the old pipe off, I guess, the RV or whatever this come off of. So these exhaust cuts are actually 2¼ inch pipe, which I thought they were 2½ at first, and I was a little bit concerned. Turns out my Patriot exhaust is also 2¼ where the inlet is to the side pipe. Obviously 2½ or 3 inch pipe would have been a better pipe for what we're doing, but this is what we got. It all fits, so we're gonna make it work. Besides, this is pretty much a stock engine. It's not making all that much power. It's just a cam and lifters and a gear drive. So I've been waiting to put all the suspension and tuck the wiring back in on this thing until I got the exhaust ran, because I want to make sure I get the best possible exhaust system I can, because with the mufflers you might actually hear the exhaust leak this time. So now I've got the task of connecting those short pieces of pipe to our side pipes. Now originally on the last version of this car, I thought I was just going to grab some flex pipe and make it happen. Turns out that stuff's not as flexible as it looks. So what I've done this time is ordered a pair of these. These are pre-bent pieces of tubing. I've got a pair of these. They're from Speedway Motors. I don't know if you guys use Speedway. These guys beat the estimated delivery date every time I've ever ordered a product from them. Maybe it's where I live, but so far these guys have been great to us. So to button all this pipe up today, we're going to be using the Millermatic 211 and our trusty Sawzall. If the opportunity presents itself, we may even get out the pipe expander. So now that you guys know what I'm working with, let's see if we can make this thing happen. All right, so the first thing I did is I crawled under the car and I went to put my manifold stubs on the manifolds themselves and immediately found a problem. This flange actually is contacting the firewall. I can't get that stud through the hole by about half a bolt. So what I did is I notched each side here and then I just tapped it in with a hammer. I'm gonna put me some small welds there, but right now I'm able to get that stud completely through the hole, and I got plenty of room for a socket on my nut still. The second thing I did is I leveled off this pipe here. This is actually double walled right here the way this thing's constructed, so it was really easy to get a nice flat surface, and I've got a really good foundation to weld some pipe to. My plan is to butt weld this piece of exhaust pipe directly to our little stub here. I'm a little bit concerned with that being galvanized, so I kicked the door open just for safe measure. So now I've done something similar to welding here. I've attached these pipes. Now I'm going to cut it off right here so that I've got a nice slip joint to put the next pipe in. So at least on the passenger side of the car, we got super lucky. This thing worked out really nice. You see I've got the pipe bolted to the manifold. It comes down to the 90 and then comes right out here to the side pipe. I mean, this stuff is solid. If you can see through that gap right there, I mean, it is a snug fit, but it is not touching the car, so that is absolutely perfect. So the passenger side was actually the hard side. We got a lot more room to work with here on the driver's side. We do have some clearance issues with the steering shaft. It is super close, but it's gonna work. What I've got to do now is put that stub on that manifold and figure out what I got to build to bring it back to here. So through a bit of trial and error, I think I've come up with a bit of pipe that's gonna work. I've got everything spotted in right now. What we had to do was a special technique called the slice and hammer. This is how you get those very precise angles when you're in a confined space. What I've got to do now is clean the rest of the stickers off and try to weld all this stuff up. So the driver's side pipe turned out really good. I mean, this thing looks so good, people would swear this was done by professionals. So once that pipe cools down a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and get it installed, tighten down that side pipe, and be done with the exhaust system. And then I'll finally get to put one more check on the list. With the driver's side pipe completely tied in, the big block Miata has exhaust for the first time ever. So I'm not quite ready to put the suspension back on the car. I've got a few more things here I'm going to do to the frame. I'm going to tie a couple places up to try to strengthen the chassis every bit I can. But I gotta tell you guys, I don't want to wait any longer. I need to know what this thing sounds like with side pipes. And I've got just the tool to get this thing running. There she is, the Dicky's Garage test stand. We're gonna rig up this temporary cooling system one more time to bring this thing up to temp so we can get a little taste of what this exhaust is gonna sound like. All right, so I've got water in the cooling system and I've got a makeshift fuel system here with some lawnmower gas. I believe I've got enough stuff tied in to make it run, so let's see what happens. That's a good sound. My eyes are burning too bad to keep this up, so I'm going to end this video off right there, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.